Hello you guys, I'm Fabio Hart coming back with another video. What I want to talk about in this video is employees, employees. I was just thinking I want to kind of take it back to my $5 ride days. I want to kind of just talk about that because the reason I want to talk about that is because a lot of my Facebook people and people that used to subscribe through my service, the $5 ride before I sold it, is asking me about the service. So now there's a demand for it. But before I get into that, listen to this, guys, and this is why I put together this employment course for handling your employees and training and things of that sort. Here's the thing: employees will either help your business make money, or employees will either cost your business money. Okay. Now, I do think it's a lot of different variables. It's not a one set formula that will either help or that will cost your business or that will help your business. It's not like just one formula, right? It's a multiple of things, right? And without getting too, I guess, detailed into that, the whole idea of the employees is having proper training. I was just thinking back when I first started that I wasn't really good. I wasn't the best person at delegating, you know, for employees and hiring and stuff like that. In the beginning, I had a very high turnover rate. So I had to figure, I was thinking, what is it? Was it me or was it the job? Was I putting a lot of work on it? I had to kind of decide what it was. And it really boiled down to the type of person that I was hiring, right? The type of person that. So the thing was, in the very beginning, I was pretty much basing things on a lot of different things, right? I was, seeing who, if they seem like less educated or whatever the case is. I was just kind of throwing bodies in the field, so to speak. That's not always the best way to handle things. So that's why I try to teach you guys to have a systematic way of doing things across the board with your entire business. Okay. So to bring things up to speed where they're at now, I don't really have a high turnover rate. And training employees is very, very important. Like I say, employees will either cost your business money or will help your business make money, okay, or retain what the revenues that you have coming in. Now let's just talk about the $5 ride. $5 ride transportation service. I think I'm trying to get sick. Let's talk about the $5 ride. Okay, so I started the $5 ride within a year and sold it within the same year. It was amazing. The thing is, guys, and this is why I say branding is very, very powerful. On my social media, on my Facebook, right, in my immediate area, I'm everywhere all the time. Okay, I'm in the malls. I'm always promoting myself. I'm always, talking about business. People recognize me from YouTube. My Facebook people, recognize me from there. Whatever, right? So I'm everywhere across the city, right? I'm east, I'm west, I'm north, I'm south. I'm everywhere. Okay, I have the door magnets on my vehicle. I'm just everywhere. Visibility and putting yourself out there mean the absolute world to your business, guys. And this is why I've been able to grab the or get the type of traction that I get when I start up a business, because I already put myself out there. Now I'm known. People either know me for cleaning. People either know me from the $5 ride. People either know me for brokering new or used cars. I'm a licensed auto broker in the state of Michigan. So I have these different things that I do or that I'm known for, right? And the thing is number one, I take very good care of the client. Okay, put the client first. If they have a dispute or whatever, I try to, resolve everything right in a timely fashion. I try to make it right, whatever it is, right? Some people you're not going to be able to please, and that's fine too. You can't please everybody, but at least try. Okay. But see, the thing that I have that a lot of you guys have to cultivate, or a lot of you guys may not have or haven't put yourself in that space, is that you're not a people person. You're not dealing well with your employees. You're not dealing well with your clients. You don't have a clear understanding as to what it is you need to do with either or, right? again, I'm into systems. As you hear me talk about systems all the time, I'm into systems. Whether you have employees, uh, your training, your picking up contracts, you should have some type of system in place. If it's working, keep doing it and just add to it. Right? Don't change something that's already working. Employee wise, picking up contract wise, whatever the case is. So let's go back to the $5 ride. So the $5 ride, I started that, and the way I started that is I kind of took a look at what people was complaining about Lyft and Uber. So I did research about Lyft and Uber. I kind of bought a few books. I wanted to get a better understanding. Everybody in my area, they were like, "Oh, I'm driving for Uber. I'm driving for Lyft." I'm like, "Fuck that. I'm not driving for neither one." No, I don't want. I have this mentality. I don't want people eating off of me. That's why I'm not really big on franchise, right? I just don't want people eating off of my hard work. So I like to start businesses for a little or nothing, build it up, have it profitable. I get a lot of joy out of that. Starting something from nothing, from scratch, building it up, get a profit out of it, and then flip it if that's what I want to do, or just hang on to it. Okay. So the $5 ride, maybe my first 3 weeks, I was probably up maybe about $500 or $600, give and take, right? Which isn't bad weekly. Now, it grew like wildfire because of the type of service that I was offering, but I was always up thinking. I didn't sleep, right? I wanted to perfect this. I wanted to have some type of system in place. There go that word again. I wanted to have some type of system in place. So I was running it home base, right, with just my cell phone. I was the driver. I was the guy that was the dispatch, right? I was the guy that was answering the calls and the text messages. So the way I did it, guys, is I did all the legal stuff, right? I figured out what I had to do, contact the state of Michigan. I got the proper licensing for it and all of that stuff, right? So once I got that out the way, the bank account, all of that stuff, how I'm going to accept payments, I got all of that stuff, the surface stuff, I got all of that stuff out the way. You got to think that stuff out. You can't just say, well, I'm going to just wing it. I'm going to just, use my car and I'm going to just go and do this and I'm going to just collect payments, right? You got to kind of know how you're going to do it, right? You got to think of the what if this happened or what if that happened, right? In terms of dealing with people. Because again, it's a service, a ride sharing service, and you're dealing with people. So you got to, take precaution. You got to think of different things. I'm sorry, I'm kind of tongue tied, but you got to think of different things to keep the business going afloat. You got to think of what if this happened, how you're going to respond. So I was always up thinking about that stuff, right? Now, luckily for me, I didn't have nothing catastrophic happen, like in terms of dealing with clients or subscribers, right? That subscribe to the $5 ride service. You get some people, because of weather, traffic, you're late, whatever the case is, picking them up so they're upset, different things like that, just regular stuff, right? But I didn't get anything out of the ordinary. So I would say for the first, let me see, for about, I'm gonna estimate it, for the first 3 months, I was doing everything by myself, which means all of the revenue that was coming in with light overhead, right? You got to pay taxes and different things like that, but I didn't have like any employees. I was doing all of the rides by myself. And it got so demanding, guys, that I was actually kind of falling away from the cleaning business and other ventures that I was thinking about doing and starting up. I didn't really have a whole hell of a lot of time to sleep. It was times that I hopped out on a road where the calls would come through. And once again, I'm my own dispatch. So I'm picking up the calls. I'm answering the text messages, different things like that. I'm giving them the quote for the, how much the trip is going to cost. All of that stuff. I'm waking up out of the bed. Like I'm leaving site here. There's many times I was here, get a call. I leave the site, go take it, right? Because my people is already here. So it was really, really big. Now, I had got a lot of people on Facebook because I had a $5 ride like page. So that like page was helping me out a lot, guys. Like I had a $5 ride like page, and I think it's still up now. I don't even remember taking it down once we sold it. It might be down now, but I don't recall taking it down. But on the like page, people left a lot of positive feedback, right? My driver was Fabio Hart. My driver, well, I was everybody driver, right? So my driver is Fabio Hart, guys. Get this. If you guys, I would suggest you go to $5 ride, So I explained to him how I go. I used to do live videos and explain how the $5 ride service work and all of that stuff. So people will have a pretty big grab on, how it worked, how we operate. So again, the first 3 months, I did all of the driving. Some calls I couldn't take. A lot of calls, most calls I did take, but I did all of the work. So now it's time to hire people, right? It's time to hire people, delegate this out. Now, this is the scariest shit in the world, because at this point, I've been doing all of this driving for these people. They got accustomed to me. We taking them to doctor's appointments. I'm picking their kids up. Even at some point, I got to sign them into daycare and sign them out, go and pick them up. Like, I'm doing a lot, right? So now I got to delegate this out and trust other people to do what I was typically doing. And I have to let the parents know. I have to let the daughters know, of the moms and the sons of the mothers, for the disabled people. So now I got to delegate this out, and I got to let other people know that, okay, we're going to have drivers now. We got this person is going to be subscribed to this person, and so forth and so forth. It was the most mind-wrecking thing in the world to me, because I'm thinking like, oh shit, like, I don't know these people. I did a background check. I got references. I checked everything in the file, make sure, they weren't felons and they didn't stick people up. And I did all of that, right? I had a dealership not a dealership, but a mechanic shop that do the full inspection on the vehicles, make sure the vehicles was equipped enough to make these rides, to do these rides. So I was all over the place, right? So here's the thing. Like I said, the first 3 months I did it by myself, made a massive amount of money doing it. And then I started hiring people, like left and right. I was hiring people a lot, right? Because it was growing by leaps and bounds. It was growing word of mouth using Facebook, right? I had little postcards. I would catch the bus, like, park my car maybe at like a Walmart or some busy place like that, right? And I would hop on the bus line and pass these cards out, right? Catch the bus, people hop on the bus, give them the card, hey, this is the Sharon Ryan service called a $5 ride. So I was getting the word out, right? I had little posters out and little things, you might see in some cities. They got these little, you guys kind of know, like when a presidential race come up, they staple these little flyers and signs to the little billboard, area outside and shit. So I was doing all of that. I had a staple gun and everything. I'm nailing it to the post. I'm like getting the word out in masses, right? I want everybody to know about the $5 ride. So it started picking up, it started growing. And like I say, I grew it massively. But the whole reason for this video, guys, is you got to know when to delegate and when to kind of hold back. Right? Because you don't want to just hire anybody. You want to do things in a systematic way. Again, there's not a formula that I can give you to say, this is how you know this is a good person. This is how you know that this is a bad person, because everybody is a gamble, right? You can have the guy with the most proper guy. He has the best dress. He looks the best, and he could be full of crap. Like when you hire him, he can show up late. He can be late picking them up. He can, anything can happen, right? So again, everybody is a gamble once you hire, but I do believe once you start hiring people and putting people in a position, and you start, it's a few questions that I ask now, like even when I'm hiring for Hollywood janitorials, we send them in the interview, there's certain questions that I kind of throw out there to see, where their mind at. I give them certain examples. Well, what if this happened? How would you respond to this? What if that happened? How would you respond to that? Right? Like I say, again, training is paramount for any business. Training is paramount. So many people say, Fabio, I'm losing my employees. They're not staying with me. And I ask them, well, what type of training you have in place? Well, I just showed them what to do on the job. It's more than just that, guys. It's more than just that. Okay, and then I've had some people say, hey, I don't want to be reached after such and such. When you're in business, you don't have that. That's not an option. It's not an option, especially when you're just starting up. right? You don't have any supervisors yet, nobody that your employees have to contact besides yourself. It's just you. So you have to be everything to everybody in the very, very beginning, as I was with the $5 ride. So to go back to the $5 ride, I started hiring these people, right? Okay, now the business grew massively, very, very quick. I went from making, $500 or $600 a week to thousands of dollars a week, right? And now I'm hiring these people. I got these people coming in. We doing background checks. Everything is just fast paced. It got to the point downtown Detroit. I rented this little office space. We put a desk in there. I had two women working for me in there. There was like my little dispatch area. So when the calls come in, it was no longer coming in to me. It would come in to that little dispatch area downtown, the little office space that I had. So it was massive. It was massive. I even had my dad. We were taking people to my dad's job. My dad would tell, well, my son, I have this $5 ride thing, and I had people from my dad. I had Walmart people coming, right? We had the little $5 ride shirts and whatever, so people know you walking around in the store, you at the gas station. People, what's $5 ride, right? I give them a card here. You interested? I always had the cards everywhere. Again, guys, massive visibility is what's going to keep your business growing and growing and growing. I tell people about using the media. Okay, I talk a lot about that on the coaching. I'm not going to go into it now, but a lot of that talk is on my coaching. Why it's important that you build massive visibility, guys. It's not as difficult for me to walk in a facility now to go in and get a contract as it was in, like, let's say 2012, right? Because I'm everywhere. I'm a part of this organization. Sometimes I just show up to the soup kitchen, right? And I volunteer, right? I get my name out. So when people see me, it's, hey, Mr. Harder, hey, Fabio, or they know me, the guy with the curly hair, the long hair, right? So however they know me for one or two things. Oh, that one or three things at the time. Oh, he broker cars, he sell cars. He has the $5 ride, he has that transportation service, or he do commercial cleaning, right? But I got my own stuff out there. I would hang out at the end of the bus route. I would park my car. You think I'm catching a bus, right? I'm hanging out. I'm asking people, how would you feel? What would you expect? What would you want from a ride sharing service? And I'm taking notes. I'm just asking people at the bus stop. I give them a card and say, okay, thank you for your time. Here's a card if you ever need, a ride sharing service that's an alternative to Lyft or alternative to Uber. Give us a call, right? Shoot us a text right there on the number that's on the card there. And that's how I build. But I was everywhere. So like I said, it got to the point, guys, where people started requesting me. I want Fabio, even on Facebook, because I'm the face of it. Everybody knows my business. I advertised in the groups, right? The sponsor ads was amazing for a service like that. So when people ask me, say Facebook advertising does work. Now, it's not anything that happened overnight, but it's magnificent. It does work. And even if you have a residential cleaning business, it does work. Trust me, we currently use that right now. That's how we pick up most of the residential contracts that we have. It does work. That and word of mouth, right? Now I have this thing, like you can get it like from Vistaprint or companies like Vistaprint, where you get these little cards. You know how you go to like Starbucks and they give you these cards and you punch 5 holes in it, and the 6th hole you get the 5th hole, or the 6th hole you get the drink free, or you get a free latte or a free coffee or whatever the case. Use that with the ride sharing service. I use that with $5 ride. You can use that with your commercial cleaning. Hey, after the 5th cleaning, you get half off of your 6th cleaning, or whatever the case is. However you guys want to set it up. But it's all marketing, right? Stuff like that happens, and then people tell people about you, right? And then that's how you spread through word of mouth. Again, guys, I can go probably for the next half hour trying to give you guys an idea. Like I said, it's coming down to either your employees will help you build revenue or cost you revenue. But it all depends on your training. If I was you, I would take advantage of my employment opportunity course that we have. We've already launched it. Some people took advantage of it. Unfortunately, it's at $400 now if you're interested. We did have it where it was $250 for those that pre-order. Is already out now. So it's at $400. If you're interested, you can definitely take advantage of that. If not, no pressure at all. Okay. But whether you do or you don't, again, start putting systems in place. Okay. Marketing systems, how you deal with your employee systems. Start hiring supervisors. When you got all of that weight on you guys, and then some of you guys, have your cleaning business, and you're trying to go to work, and you got kids, you got all of these different things going on. So you everything to everybody. So now it's going to become a point where you have to start delegating. Now, don't think that you can't be a one-man cleaning team either. Okay, you can. It's just going to probably take a long time for you to build the revenues to the point where you will want to be, a six-figure commercial cleaning company. It's not impossible, but it will probably take some time because of the fact that you are doing the work, and now you still have to go out and do the marketing and try to get, new business, try to drum up new business. Okay, because you only get so many hours in a day, right? So you're not going to be able to do everything every day, right? So you're going to have some give and take there, So consider that, like I said, guys, it's not impossible. It definitely will take time. I would suggest that you hire, again, put systems together, hire, delegate that work out, that free up your time where you can go out and get new contracts or invest in different things or create other opportunities or whatever the case is. Okay. Again, don't try to be everything to everybody up front. Okay. Whatever your niche market is, if you window cleaning, do window cleaning until you're making a significant amount of money. And then if your ultimate goal is to get into carpet cleaning, once you start making a significant amount of money with window cleaning, then branch to carpet cleaning. Once carpet cleaning and the window cleaning is operable by itself, where you don't need you to take, to be a part of it every day because you got the system in place. Now you can get to working on other things. Like me, there's no way that I would have been able to do, Direct Auto Network, $5 Ride, Hollywood Janitorial Service, if none of them was working, right? I had one or the other working, so it freed up time that I could do something else because I had systems in place. I had well-trained employees, which I still have in place. Same thing with the $5 Ride. Now that was a little bit more of a high turnover rate because people would already have applications in somewhere else. They get a call, they get hired somewhere else. So they kind of used my service as a way that they can make part-time money, part-time revenue until whatever job that they were looking for called and say, hey, we got an opening, right? But I was still good at hiring the best people. Okay, I will meet right downtown Detroit at the same place that I was telling you where we housed the dispatch. Hey, everybody meet here Saturday. Okay, you got to be here Saturday, 10 a.m. Okay, and I will have everybody there, have the little whiteboard, and I'm kind of, drawing out this and, suggesting this and taking suggestions from them, right, to see how we can make the service a lot better. Okay, and again, within the same year that I started the business, I sold the business to a competition, basically, put it that way. I won't say the name, but sold it to the competition. They sent us an email. Offer was great, and I sold it. So right now I'm on a non-compete, but right now, that's why I wanted to kind of talk about that here on the videos, because if it wasn't a great service, a shitty service, we got massive complaints and things like that, people want me to come back. I'm literally getting people inboxing me on Facebook or hitting me on the Instagram or whatever the case is to say, hey, Fabio, why you don't do the $5 ride no more, man? Man, I'm tired of Lyft. I'm tired of Uber. I got to still use Uber, Lyft, or my car is down, man. Why you don't do the $5 ride no more? I say, hey, I'm under a 1-year non-compete. Actually, the non-compete will be up in January. January will be the year the non-compete will be up. And I'm thinking about starting it back. Obviously, it's going to be under a new name, but the demand is there. Okay, the demand is there. That's because for the people that I was driving for, right, I built such a great rapport with them, right? I was on time. Everything was systematically done. It wasn't easy. Now, don't get this twisted. It wasn't easy, guys. but I had things in place, and that's what I'm trying to get you guys here with your cleaning business. The same thing. Training is a must. Training is a must. Training is a must. Okay, if you ever want to become successful with your commercial cleaning business, you got to have training and systems in place. Okay, I'm gonna leave it right there, guys. I'm Fabio Hart. The only person that could ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. If you need me, go ahead and reach out to me. Hollywood Janitorial Serve at gmail.com. Hollywood Janitorial Serve at gmail.com. If you need coaching, it's $300 an hour. You guys know. If you want my annual coaching, that's $1,000 for the entire year. Just put coaching or annual coaching in the subject line. If you're interested in the employment course, go ahead, put employment course in the head in the subject line on the email, and we'll go ahead and get that out to you. Okay. Other than that, guys, leave your questions, comments, concerns right here on the video, or just email it to me, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Take care.